And here we are.
Yes, we
Here we
are.
are. Here we are. Wow, we've been really trying to get some things. Let me do the daydream one. How's that?
That's
There you
fine.
go. We've been really
Yeah.
trying to get some things so we could get our own music in the background, a little bit more of music. But welcome anyway to taking the journey together. I'm Imar, and
And I'm Zare or Sharon.
exactly. For those who have been with for a while, you're noticing there's a whole different kind of background than usual. You usually have it kind of real bright in here, so you can see our faces real close. It almost looks like you're going into a lab and you are basically getting to see some specimens. We
We don't
decided,
want to be specifics
yeah, we
anymore.
decided that the relationship should have a lot more love to it, a lot more, how can I say it, spontaneous connection that has you feel good about one another.
Softer ambiance.
Exactly. That sensuality that we need in relationships today, do we not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's a good background to have that because it still represents the kind of internal love that exists for all of us. Don't we always create love in a relationship in a kind of internal way where it's always to be and always should be connected? Though we may not always be in that relationship that way with that person, um, it should not be that love itself should then disappear because it does. Now, some people follow relationships just for love, and some people say love is coming after me. Anyway, it goes, whether you are following love, in love or not, love is here to stay and always will be forever. How's that?
And
Exactly. So we want to make sure that when you are doing your relationship thing, especially a balanced, healthy relationship, you want to make sure that love has to be that main element, that main chemistry, that main ingredients in that too. And we believe that love is connected to true friendship, right?
exactly. And through true friendship.
Exactly. Exactly. So you want to talk to everybody. What our vision, or what some people say our mission statement is. How's that?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So our belief statement reads like this: We are going to relate. It doesn't matter what your mother says, your father says, your children, or even what Jesus says. We are going to relate. At taking the journey together, we believe in relating in a balanced manner. Balanced relationships are the ones that are entered into as friends first and lovers second, but has both aspects in each partner.
Hmm. Both aspects. How can you get that kind of love where it has both aspects? And how do you think that happens?
Well, each person has to come in as
Mm-hmm.
friends first.
Mm-hmm.
They have to see each other as friends. They have to develop that friendship between each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they let that naturally grow into that lovership.
Ah,
And both of them have to have those friendship feelings as well as the lovership feelings
okay.
in order for it to be a balanced relationship. You taught me well.
Well, you taught me the other side that has to do with a little more patience. And no doubt about it, patience, I think, is one of the main ingredients in love.
Absolutely.
Because love operates, especially operating in that strong energy of friendship. And we know strong friendship, I mean, if it's true friendship, not associates, I should say, it's going to be operating in unconditional love, right?
Absolutely.
Unconditionally, you're going to be connected to that particular individual. So that means you're not looking for faults. And if they do come with love, you're going to be able to not look over, but you're going to still be able to love them in spite of it. And
Right.
then you're going to be able to love them out of that hurt with that.
Absolutely.
You know I was going, did you?
I knew where I thought you were going, and it just seemed like you
Because think about it, when we have close friends or real friends, you notice that even in tough times, you still love them.
Oh,
You still
yeah.
care about them. You
Yeah.
still want to talk to them. You still want to connect them. You still want to help them. All actions of love, because love is an action
Yes.
verb.
Yes.
So how much more in your relationship, if you bring that friendship in that's connected to love, you're going to do the same thing. And there's not going to be this thing of, how can I say it? Well, if you only do what I say, how I do it, then that's the only time I'm going to connect to you
Exactly.
and be a friend to you.
Be of the same mind as me.
Exactly. Exactly. So we love that. That's how love is. Okay.
Hmm.
So if we love it that way, then the, how can I say it, the sweet juiciness, and also at the same time the compassion,
Hmm.
because that's what's really going the first time.
Yes.
But I think the compassion is a, how can I say it, a everlasting, expanding energy type. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I
Some
absolutely
people
do.
have short stints of compassion. What would you call it? Short tension spans or short tempers?
Short tempers.
When they say they get on your last
Uh,
nerve,
and, and,
they
and,
only have one
and I
nerve.
wouldn't even say, and not necessarily even short tempers,
Uh huh.
but just a quick irritation factor.
Oh, a
You know,
quick
that
irritation
point
factor.
of irritation where um, there's little wiggle room for something that is a different feeling.
Saying
Good
shout out.
evening, Clarence.
Yes, shout out to you, Clarence. We're getting this double portions again. We get two Clarences in one. How's that? And Amanda Gates, I'm watching. She's watching.
And
She's always watching. She's always watching.
yes,
Good.
and hello to you, Amanda.
Exactly. Hope Mrs. Amanda Gates, you're watching for how love works, because we'll be talking about it through how maintenance is important in your relationship. I was talking
Yes,
to someone today. I said we're going to be talking about maintenance. He said maintenance is 777, 7 times. I mean 7 days, 7 weeks, and 7 months, or 24/7, something like that. It is maintenance is work that we need
yes,
to do and put in when it comes to our relationship. But we know we can do maintenance in a loving, caring, sensual, where it's so good, we can whistle while we work.
exactly. And it should be done that way because
Mm-hmm.
when you take
Phil
into
Scott, hello
consideration,
Phil, how you doing, my man?
yes, when you take into consideration an analogy that you always use, which is the analogy
Tyler.
of working on cars or some other type
Mm-hmm.
of object like that. Um, Usually, when people work on things of that sort, they are working on it because they love doing it. Sometimes they just tinker with it all the time just to keep things going. And that's like we call that a labor of love. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what working on your relationship should be. Maintaining your relationship should be a labor of love.
Exactly, exactly. We definitely want to make sure that your relationship is a labor of love. And on that labor of love note, we are going into. I'm kind of working at the same time while we're talking. What do you think about a nice background? Look at that background.
Background is
It
nice.
is.
Yes.
Yeah, we have it up a little. Been there for a little while, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm getting ready to say that. Um, what's another way that you could use and think about maintaining? Oh, I just spit it out, didn't I?
Probably.
Exactly. Because when you think about maintenance, we don't necessarily. Okay, you're the English teacher. What part of maintenance does maintain belong to? What's it called in the English technical part? You take a word apart and you put it together, you get maintenance. But you have the beginning word that's called maintain. What's that called in English?
The root word.
Why are you looking at me so difficult
No,
about it?
no,
I
that's
guess
not.
that's what it is.
No,
Did
that
a
wasn't
root
it.
get in your voice?
It pretty much my throat just it's allergies and stuff has got my
Okay.
throat drying out. So yeah, no, you know how you get that like
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're swallowing sand.
Okay.
That just happened all of a sudden. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get something to drink real quick.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, the root word is maintain, but maintenance is a verb, an action word.
It is. It is like love is an action word. It's something you do. And we talk about the action of maintaining couples that need to work together, creating a balanced, healthy, fulfilling relationship built on the foundation of, friendship, love, respect, and mutual understanding. Again, mutual understanding. We came up, when we're talking about maintenance or maintaining, we came up with a funny, what we think a very sexy
Acronym.
acronym. You want to tell us what it is in your bedroom sexy voice, please?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
A,
Okay.
active listening.
Okay.
I, intimacy and affection.
Mm-hmm.
N, nurturing growth.
Nurturing growth.
T, trust and transparency.
Okay.
E, empathy and understanding.
I want to add on the E and say everything. You my everything.
Oh,
Okay, go on. What else?
yes, that's a good way to maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
N, navigating conflicts constructively.
Okay.
A, appreciating each other.
Hold on a minute. I gotta turn my fan on. You're making me hot already. Go ahead.
N, nurturing shared goals and
Mm-hmm.
values. C, communication and compromise.
Last but not least, put that good emotion in this, so there should be on the side of that what E stands for.
Emotional support and encouragement.
Oh man, I should have had you have the teacher voice in the last one, because many times when it comes to emotional support in our relationships, many times we have a lot of drama. We figure kind of drama that has abuse, danger, a lot of toxic. We say, oh, that kind of emotional. That's a good support. It doesn't really bring much encouragement, but the encouragement to continue on that toxicity.
Yes, but
Yeah,
when
but
you
that's not
take
kind
into
of emotional work.
consideration emotional part of it,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the emotional support is not because of trauma, but because of uh, something that went on in the day that was
Mm-hmm.
um, traumatic to you.
Mm-hmm.
Not traumatic, but traumatic. And so, sometimes that support is because of that.
Exactly. So let's start with what do we do? Where, because this is part two from where we started
Yes,
before. Um,
yes.
where are we going to go when it comes to this next portion? Breaking down our explanation. Where do you want to go with that?
Um, I'm trying to figure out.
What did we stop last time? Do you remember?
That is a good question. I really can't
Because I know we
remember.
did mutual respect, which is the
Yes, we
practice
did,
of
and that
teaching others
I,
with dignity and consideration, and
yes,
esteem, which is a two-way street. Again, we
yes,
say mutual respect is the practice of treating each other with dignity, consideration, and esteem, but it's a two-way street, not just one
yes,
way. Okay.
exactly.
In a balanced relationship, it's always both ways that you do
And
to each other.
and the word mutual
Mm-hmm.
by default means two-way street,
Exactly.
or
Exactly.
or um, insinuates a two-way street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Respecting each other's boundaries, their opinions, individuals, and then making sure that we practice it in a interdependence way, where we have two individuals who came together to operate under the understanding that you can do more with somebody else in your
Yeah,
relationship than you
you
can
do
by
by yourself.
yourself. And so you practice interdependence, excuse me, which is central for a balanced relationship, which we've been talking about for the last 4 years. And I'm noticing a lot of the young folks who are coming up on their own podcast who are talking about it. Some of them going out on the road, which we need to start going on the road, and are filling up, not community centers, but is filling up. Oh, it looks like venues, large venues, and they got a lot of young people who are really looking at paths and ways of how to handle relationships, because, as our motto says, people are going to relate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so there's looking at young folks who are looking at under 35, especially. What are some ways that we can relate? We ain't feeling that those old timers to help us out. We ain't feeling that through the church. Many times the church ain't necessarily talking about how to do relationships. It's just pretty much saying you just go as you is, and hopefully you make it happen.
Well, a lot of times the people who are running churches never had anybody to guide them either.
Exactly.
So, but
Not all churches, but it doesn't seem to
yep,
be that
that
high amount. And a lot of young people not going back to churches anyway. And then you got that old default. You know what the default is? It is what it is. You can't help who you fall in love. But you certainly can help from the standpoint if they're going to fall on you from that standpoint of view.
yeah,
But really, there are a lot of them searching for how to relate in a relationship, because we want a long-term relationship. We want to do it under the guise of marriage. In terms, we don't necessarily know how to do it, especially with us coming out with no fathers and mothers and really no examples in front of us. And so we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it that way. And it's
right.
almost like a wild west out there. You got people that say they're ratchet, people who turn and say they're bitches and hoes and niggas and all that stuff fighting out there. And are very self-centered and don't care much about themselves but only themselves. Yes. Having that motto, I'm gonna get you before you get me, or get mine before they get theirs, however that may be. But you're hearing that kind of conversation a lot, but yet you're finding out that deep down inside the feeling it's just not right. It's just not right.
And the problem is they need to be with someone who is willing to work on maintaining or doing the maintenance that's necessary. And sometimes that maintenance means you need to just strip down what's not working.
Strip down?
And throw that out.
Not strip off?
No.
Okay, no stripping off.
Just acknowledge what is wrong and what is not working. Acknowledge that we don't respect each other. And what do we do to respect each other? Maybe that means you need to get a book on mutual respect.
I thought real quickly when I said strip off, you were going to say, well, that's one of the problems now, is that the sexual side is being pushed so much. Most of the times, at least on my Facebook side, because you look at Facebook much anyway, but I'm looking at Facebook, always keeping my fingers to the pulse if you want to see how my relationships are going.
On the pulse of the world.
Exactly. So I'm seeing all the time, they do nothing but blasting women, especially under 35, 45. Not too many of the older sisters, but they're out there too. But they, most of the time, they are with their clothes off.
Yeah.
I'm serious. They with their clothes off, and they are just, how can I say, busting out of everything that they got rolling with no problem. And it seems like the sexual image is nothing but on the forefront when it comes to the connection to a woman. Not so much the guy, even though there's some guys out there that are being pushed that way and women are looking at. But ultimately, the guys, should I say, the respect in the relationship is, I respect you if you look like you halfway naked, or in turn you ready for some sexual showdown, so we can, what they say, what?
Well, I don't know.
So we can what?
I have.
You don't remember the word?
No.
Crush each other? No.
Oh,
what's the word?
I don't know.
Smash each other.
Smash. Oh, see, I don't.
I mean, that's what the push is.
So
it is
insensitive. But and to me, that shows that is a true sign of disrespect.
But that's part of a relationship too. The smashing part is part of a relationship.
It's a part of the relationship.
It's the emphasis you're talking about.
But it is something that should be developed.
I'm seeing that with the smashing part comes, I'm going to get paid first. You got a woman's side will say, you are not only anything worth to me unless you my sugar daddy or somebody's going to pay for my needs. And that's how it is. I mean, they got the conversation out there in the first particular date. Should I pay for it, or I should not pay for it? I'm not talking about paying for sex, but I'm talking about paying for that meal. And then someone say, you better pay for it. Pay for it. Exactly. And then they're having the relationships when they're in the relationship a little further, and they're not getting respect in the relationship because they're feeling like young men are feeling that woman is not actually in turn concerned about their feelings and their emotions. And so you got a lot of young men who are feeling that, hey, listen, my emotions are important. I know the old school guys don't really about the emotional feel because they think it's a pussy or being a woman or whatever that may be. But we as younger guys or younger fellas are concerned about our emotions. It's important that our emotional intelligence or our ability to connect to our emotions be respected and be expected to be something that's responsible for you to care something about. So you find a lot of the young men are not emotionally going out of control, like some of the older brothers were emotionally out of control because they couldn't deal with emotions no more than with anger, because that's always presented to them from their fathers and their uncles. Anything else less than that, you was less than John Wayne, you were less than Clint Eastwood, you were less than James Brown. I can go on and so forth. Where now younger men are saying, no, I want to have emotional control of my emotions, but yet at the same time, I want you to be sensitive to my emotions too. At the same time, because I got care and I got concerns. This maintenance we're talking about, when you present it into a balanced relationship, it's going to be concerned about that. It's part of that mutual respect. It's part of, in turn, putting those balances on. Emotions, when you present them out there, you are going to also bring balances out there. On the male side, you might be, say, a balance that said, listen, I don't need for you all the time to always have the last word or cut me off when I'm thinking or trying to think about something because you think what I'm thinking. Ooh, I
Right.
said that right. I
Right.
did.
Right.
And so I've got emotional that mostly makes me feel like I'm being henpicked or being mothered, or in turn my emotions are not that of a concern to you because you're trying to cut me off and be speaking it. So therefore my boundaries are, please try to control yourself and allow me to speak what I feel totally through, and then in return respond back to it. That's just good communication anyway.
Yes.
In the first place, when it comes to communicating with one another, but at the same time, it shows sensitivity from that lady to that person or that male's particular concerns when it comes to his story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. But a lot of that has to do with how you develop your relationship from the beginning.
Yeah.
If your relationship is one that is based on, um, as you say, the attraction because she came unclothed, pretty much.
You need to
Um,
listen.
Say that again.
I said,
Oh,
my dear,
okay.
Mrs.
Isabella.
Isabella Jane. Hello, Mrs. Isabella
Yes.
Jane. We're glad to see you here. Glad to see. Hey, there's somebody that we do know here. What's that one? Obama? Is that Mr. Obama? No. Pronounce that for us.
Yes. But
Yes.
but anyway,
Here's a person we know.
oh, they found us.
Yes, Ashka.
Hi.
Good to see you. Good to
We're
hear from
glad
you.
to see you found us.
Exactly. Very glad to see you found us. Hope you and wife are doing good, and hopefully be hearing you sometime later on tonight. I think it is something that you were doing, but good to hear from you. Go ahead,
and
I'm sorry.
and we miss you both.
Yes, we do.
Um, what as I was saying, that um, when your relationship starts off based on the physical, based
Mhm.
on the appearance, based on how your appearance makes the other person feel,
Mhm.
regardless of what where you're going with it, it's hard to build on that relationship to the point where the respect is anything but physical.
Yes.
You're going to have to take a step back and start all over again at some point.
Well, you need to start really, how can I say it, doing some introspection.
Yes,
Introspection
absolutely.
means you looking at who and find out who you are from the inside.
Right.
Looks can only last long. After that courtship period, she may get up some morning, you might go, ugh. She may get up in the morning, look at you, go, oh my God, what happened? Anyway, so
But you got to have
introspection is
something
important.
more
Oh yeah, that's what
than
they
just than
exactly.
just that.
That's what the introspection comes. Finding out who you are
Mhm.
from the inside,
Yeah,
and finding out who she is from the inside.
right.
This maintenance approach that we're talking about helps you be able to do that, because you're going to look at from the inside. What are
Right.
my balances? What are those things I love? What are my love languages? You can only find that out when you find out who you are, what you like, what you don't like
Right.
from the inside.
And a lot of that starts in the friendship, where you start
Yes.
understanding each other from the friendship level of the relationship.
Hmm.
And maintenance, you don't wait until the relationship is broken down.
I mean, you don't wait like some people say women do, which I don't necessarily believe that so much, because I knew some guys that did it too. They drove that car, didn't put no oil in it. May have put 10,000 miles or more with no oil, and then wonder why my engine blew up. or they might have the most heaviest foot and drive that car like it's a race car, and it's only a little Toyota.
Oh, stop! I resemble that comment.
I wasn't trying to put you, but
I know.
I think you have poked it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do not really care about our relationship, and we don't do the kind of necessary maintenance.
Right.
And we might do more maintenance on our cars, our house, our big screen TV, or spend some time with the boys or girls. We might, or women, excuse me. Then we do our own relationship when it comes to maintenance, or in this case, what we call maintaining. Right?
Yes. But the respect is something that is very important, because if you don't have that respect, then what's going to happen is you're going to take each other for granted.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take each other for granted, that's when things start to really break down in the relationship. So part of that, in order to get rid of that, or to avoid that, or to fix that, starts with active listening.
Yes, active listening. Actively listening to each other's thoughts, feelings. What else?
and concern.
And what's the other last part that you could tell you will be
No
active
judgment,
in?
no interrupting,
That's
no interrupting,
and that
no interrupting,
and
no
that,
interrupting.
I'm frustrated already, but I get your point. You have to be actively involved when it comes to no judgment or interrupting.
Exactly.
You have to be active. If you're not actively involved, first of all, you're not going to ever interrupt. You just like sometimes when somebody talks, listens, they just say nothing. Just look, don't know nothing. You know they ain't listening because you're looking in the eyes. Ain't nobody home,
and nobody wants to be home.
Or you'll get sometimes like me. I interrupt, and interrupt. Never let you have your last word go through,
or half a word.
Exactly, and that is not.
And it's frustrating.
And that's not active listening. Yeah. That's active talking, but it's not active.
That's
listening.
Active interrupting.
Oh yeah, that would be.
And it also lets the other person know or makes them feel that what they're having to say is not important to you, and that you feel that the only thing that's important is what you have to say.
Exactly, because it is.
And it also
it is. What are you talking about? You know, I'm a man, so it's gotta always be right.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Not. And it's also.
I was wrong yesterday. I still found out when I woke up in the morning I was right.
Right.
Okay.
Sure you were. And so, and it also is one of those things that says,
Thank you for enjoying this. Was it Navash? How does that pronounce? Delilah. Thank you.
And so
glad she's enjoying it. There's a Bernard charge.
I see that's interrupted.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, they're not. They never interrupt us.
No, you.
Oh, well, one of these times they're going to be able to give us some questions. We'll love. Someone has a question here. Wow, here's one.
Education on relationship maintenance can help people to best understand how to take care of their interpersonal relationships. You are so right.
His first name he looked like was Obama.
Obiama.
Yes, exactly. It was. Wow. Very good response. I don't think that was a AI response. If it was, that AI is listening. But it was good.
And
That's
learning.
Exactly.
But you know, we interrupting people. It's really it really can make the other person stop talking to you, because it puts you in a position where it's like, why should I bother? Because you either know everything that I'm going to say, or you think you know everything that I'm going to say, or you don't want to really know what I'm going to say.
Exactly. Or that person may know what they're saying, okay?
Yeah.
But you want to add on or get clarification. You can't do any of that if that person doesn't give you a chance to be able to speak, because they're not actively listening. You're saying that actively what again? Interrupting.
So, do you want to do the commercial now?
Yes.
Or
we're going to go to the commercial, and when we come back, we're going to continue on maintaining our relationships, part 2, and hopefully you'll come up. Well, I don't know. If you got questions, you can make sure you come up with questions. Not everything we say is right. There might be some other ways that you're doing to maintain your relationship. But one thing's for sure, maintenance is all part of keeping a relationship moving, running. I won't necessarily operate, but I'll say operating. And expanding is probably a better word, but the best word to say, it keeps them growing. And I think that's important to have your relationship grow. So let's go to a commercial, and we shall be right back. that was a quick video. Copy real quickly. Hey, I'm going to have you go ahead and do our usual commercial from the standpoint of not shamelessly. I'm not saying that at all. Advertising about us and what we do. Yeah. Go
Yes.
ahead.
First of all, I want to say that we are also relationship coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to just talk with somebody about your
Goals.
relationship, see and
Yes.
see where you are going and where you can go, find out if you're on the right track, and if you're, if there's something else that you can do a little bit different to help you with your relationship and help move it along in a very positive direction, then you can start by calling us at 912-421-8862. That's 912-421-8862. Or you can uh, email us at ttjt at takingthejourney-together.com, or you can catch us on Facebook at ttjt together.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, V. Go ahead. Try again.
Yes. I forgot where I was now. I said
You
the
were giving us,
email at
yeah.
ttjt at
And
takingthejourney-together.com,
mhm.
Facebook .com/ttj together, and Instagram .com/ taking the J together. So you
You can
can
call us
find,
too at 912-421-8862.
yes,
912-421-8862. We can talk to you and just, really help you out so you can move in that balanced way. I want to put up
exactly.
one of the great things that we're
And
doing.
okay, I
What
was
you going to
gonna
bring
I was
on?
gonna go with WRUU,
Oh, WR, you want to do
and
WRUU?
yeah,
Okay, go right ahead.
let's get that over.
Do that. Okay, there it is.
Okay, and you can also uh, catch us on Saturday mornings on WRUU at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do the same type of thing that we do here. And we're usually on the same topic, but it's different information just because both of the shows are live. And so sometimes we are led to go in a different direction. And again, that's WRUU 107.5 in the Savannah area. Catch us at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, for
Mm.
the thing that you're wanting to share
Yeah, let me
is
go
the
ahead
the
and share this. Look at
the
that.
big thing that we have coming up in
Exactly.
November.
Let me get to it, and I'm gonna get it running so they can hear it. Let me turn down this one particular sound here real quickly so we don't hear that. And let me go over there. We're ready.
We are
I'm
ready.
gonna blow it up, and here we go.
Imagine sailing to Nassau, Bahamas the week of Thanksgiving. 5 days of sunshine, sea breezes, and a unique hot relationship workshop led by Taking the Journey Together coaches Sharon and Craig Butts. This is an opportunity to deepen your relationship, to explore, and to grow. We're looking for just 10 committed couples to join us. Share this experience with those you care about. Time is ticking. Our ship sails from Charleston, South Carolina on November 23rd. Commitment deadline is May 24th, 2024. A journey of connection awaits. Call 912-421-8862.
That's one more day. Am I
Good
right? Oh.
God.
Who wants to hear that?
I have
That's
to
one
I
more
have to
day.
agree.
Good God, there's one more day. One more day is for
Yes,
you get a chance to be able to share. I'm gonna show them something else real quickly to be part of this great adventure, first time adventure that we're doing. I'll get it out here in 1 second, and they will have a chance to enjoy it and be right along with it. Here it is, right there. Look at that.
yes,
Look at that. So you can tell the details right there, huh?
absolutely. And if you want more details, feel free to call us at 912. This is horrible. I don't know our phone number.
It's right there. 421 886.
8862.
Carnival Sunrise is where you're going. It's leaving Charleston on the 23rd, comes back the 28th. For those who have nothing to do, no, who have everything to do on Thanksgiving when they come back, but during that time, they could tell everybody, I was on a beautiful cruise, got my relationship even that much more closer, and now I'm coming back and I'm on fire to go, as Sharon said. You can
6 months from now.
Exactly, 6 months from now. And as it was said, you can also have yourself all ready for Thanksgiving dinner, go to a family, or have something already cooked and ready to go from that end. But
Or have some extra days in Charleston.
exactly. Wow, you could
When
spend
you
some
come
extra
back.
days in Charles.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
That's
we
what I
got
think we're going to do
we
is
got
have a hotel room waiting for when we come back.
okay.
Just go straight into the hotel room and
And
spend a couple of days expanding on the hot principles that we were.
Yeah, well, the hot cruise that was probably nice as could be.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You got days that you have a chance to be with yourself, be with your loved one, to spend your time on that boat. So it's some time to be able to, how can I say it, marinate that relationship even much more closer. Not everybody has had the time or the luckiness of keeping that love alive, keeping that sensuality alive, keeping that, I call those love juices that kind of keep you connected, because we get so busy with so many other things, we forget all about what it took at the beginning many times to serenade each other.
Yes.
Kids got in the way, job got in the way. And then in the long run, you want to keep that kind of element still going in your relationship.
Absolutely.
No one says every day you're going to be walking. Well, maybe you might be walking around every day with your hands on them and vice versa. But one thing for sure, you could keep that in the back of your mind.
Yes.
You don't want to have in your relationship a time when someone asks you, hey, let me ask you something. Do you have your spouse or your mate, the one you love, on your mind when you're gone at work or when you're out and around, and that person says, I never even thought about that.
Not really.
That is a problem.
Yes.
That's not a balanced relationship. When
No,
the only time that the mate you have is on your mind is when they actually are in front of you.
Yes.
And even when they're in front of you, sometimes when you're looking at, because you're looking at TV, you're looking at something else
Exactly.
from that end. So no, that's not good.
No, not at all. And we'll have some activities that will help you to strengthen and enjoy each other, find new ways to find out things about each other. Just a lot of little activities that you can do while you're on the ship as well as when you're off the ship. So it'll be an ongoing situation.
Just remember, no jumping over the board. That's right. No jumping aboard on that ship. You got to stay on there. One thing's for sure, you'll find out how good your marriage is or not after it's over.
Oh, I wonder what that splash was. Honey, where did you go?
Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
And if before the event is all over, you decide just to stay in that cabin,
We'll
not come out,
understand.
we're all understanding. We really will. For that. All right. So we're going back to maintenance.
Yes.
Maintenance. Okay.
And
What
that
are
is
we
a
talking about?
perfect segue as we go to the I in maintenance: intimacy and affection.
And look what Mrs. Ashia, what she say?
Asia said lickiness.
I don't know if she was saying like this,
Okay.
or she was saying what I think it is. So, to me,
Hey,
maybe that is a light saying for friendship.
Sure.
Instead of strong intimacy, when you're getting right into the sensuality part, this is my affectionate time. I'm doing this lickiness.
Okay.
I like this.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's where I'm going with that. I'm going back to my intimacy and affection. And that is where you maintain emotional and physical intimacy through quality time. And that was one of the things that we talked about last week, was how we spent quality time on the beach a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, just a 1 day quality time thing we did. So quality time doesn't necessarily mean quantity time. Don't get me wrong. We need to have quantity time, which is a lot of hours, if not days. But sometimes micro, what do you call it? Vacations or
Mm-hmm.
getting intimate time together, was down the street,
Yes.
was up at the hotel motel down the street, or just time out walking. You want to
Yes.
go ahead and take those quality time. So we went down to Jack. Was it no? Was it
It
Taipei?
was no. We
What was
went
it?
to Jekyll Island.
Oh, went to Jekyll Islands on
Yes.
a Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day.
Spent no more than 3 or 4 hours. I've got in my usually old man sleep. Once I get to the ocean and that ocean breeze and that ocean kind of rhythmic wave, and you feel the energy of the ocean, it just gets to
Yes.
me, and the salty air clings out your nostrils, and so I pretty much was asleep.
And that's one of those
Beautiful.
great things. And you may think, well, how was that quality time if you were sleeping? I'm going to explain how that is quality time. Because
She don't bother me. No.
because that's affectionate time.
Uh-huh.
The thing of it is, I love him enough to know when he needs to rest.
Mhm.
I take him to the beach. He takes me to the beach. I know he's gonna sleep. He's gonna relax, and he's gonna get to that point. And that is one of those important things that you
I
can.
I appreciate you covering for me, but
No.
I'm pretty sure everybody out there does not mind when someone goes to a beach and relax and they
Exactly.
sleep. Period.
But that is a relaxing.
And you read your book.
I do. I
Yeah, you
read
do.
or I write.
Exactly.
And sometimes I fall asleep too.
We in fact, through all that, instead of going through all that, we had someone who came by who was so, how can I, not elated, but
Taken
curious
by-
and taken about us out to relax. I wish you had the picture, could have showed you. They stopped and began to interrupt my sleep, but talk to her about us. They didn't even know us, and then ask, "Can we take a picture?"
Well, and he had already, he stopped because he said, "You looked like you were so peaceful that I had to take a picture of you." And I guess he got to thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't do this
Even though we're out in the
without
public.
their permission.
Mhm.
Exactly. We were in public, and it was okay. And so
We would have, I see. Yes, take
Yes.
love. We love that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to.
yes, and so it was really an interesting situation, but he did.
Yeah, he did.
wake us up and shocked me
Much
because
love to you. What's that, Taboa?
I
I think
would
it is. I think that is, yeah.
I would assume.
Okay.
And so, it's one of those things where I was writing, I had my head down.
Mhm.
I did not even see them passing. I was definitely in my place, my mindset
Mm-hmm.
in my writing. And we were in a very peaceful place.
Mhm.
He did kind of interrupted when he said something.
Mm-hmm.
He could have taken the picture and kept on moving, and it would have been just fine.
Well, the biggest thing is that while we're out there relaxing on our, how can I say it, short, intimate, affectionate time,
Mhm.
someone basically saw that energy.
Exactly.
And that energy that they saw coming from both of us moved them to want to take a picture as
Yeah.
being perfect strangers. And they took a picture for us. That basically was able to represent that same image, and other
Mhm.
people have seen on Facebook and thought that same thing. What a shared experience that was.
Yes.
I think that's what they pretty much saw. They saw us sharing an experience that in turn moved them when they saw it.
Yes.
And they said, "Hey, let me take a picture of it. It will last longer." But from that end, but that's just an example of intimacy and affection. That's all. That's one of our stories. Where's
Exactly.
your story? Do you have a story about intimacy and affection? If you don't, you need to create your own intimacy and affection.
No, you're
But
fine.
I'm just saying, talking to people. You need to make your own story of intimacy and affection. You don't want to just rely upon ours, that story, because this is all about you being able to move in your relationship to get in, how can I say it, to expand it, bring more balance, bring more love, bring more healthiness in your relationship.
How are you going to connect with your partner?
Yes. So think about something this week. Weekend's coming up. That's usually the time that we do that, traditionally in this particular country.
Ooh, guess what?
So think about a weekend, and this weekend coming up to do that. Wow.
This is a perfect time for us too, because this weekend coming up is our anniversary.
It is our
Yes.
anniversary. Happy anniversary. Yeah, it's our anniversary.
Yeah.
So we're going to do something special. We're not going to tell you. Got 2 places we got to go to special. that we're doing this week, and see some special people at the same time. It won't be in Savannah, but it'll be some cities and states that are close around. But anyway it goes, we're going to make sure that we make that a special intimacy and affectionate time for our relationship.
Yes.
That special time is important. It's a milestone in your relationship with someone.
Yes.
That's how many years for us?
For us, it will be.
Oh, she choked on it.
No. For us, it will be 11 years.
11 years. Now, she was married 30 years before me. It's our second marriage. I was married for 16 years. Now it's how many years?
11.
We're almost caught up with mine. Anywhere it goes, I don't even sometimes feel that it's even been that long.
I don't either. I have to think about it in order to come up with the number. The date I will always remember, but the number of years, it's just like they become insignificant because they're so filled with so many special moments.
Let me ask you something. Do you, and this is a maintenance question, but it's on affection, okay? Do you have much of emotional feelings and memory of those 30 years while you're relating in this relationship now? Is there crossover feelings that come once in a while or a lot? Or is it so fleeting, so behind, kind of like in used car business, tail light warranty, once you leave, it's gone. And in the back, what?
No, I don't, because I mean there are some things. I mean you can't be in a relationship with somebody 30 plus years without having some residual.
Well, like you're
memories,
like your children at least,
yeah,
or a representation of what you two had together, and yours are a lot more ongoing and connecting and communicating with you than mine are with me, to be honest with you.
or some things that some experiences we had together, yes, because it was not all bad or uncomfortable. But the thing of it is, the relationship that we have is so different from the relationship I had before.
Much love to Emmy Musula. She gave us 3 hearts. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so different from what I had before that there's no real comparison. There's no real experiences that trigger thoughts from the past. Oh, we did this back then. Oh, we did, the recollections are basically kind of fleeting and far between, because we're building a new reality. Not to say that the other one
wasn't real.
Exactly, but this is the reality of now.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. And I guess one of the ways that you would know that was not true, I would bring up the past relationship all the time.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that I don't do, simply because it's not important at this point.
Back at you, Askarah, and your wives. Thank you for saying we're speaking the truth. We're trying to. We're definitely trying to from that end.
Yeah.
Mine, 16 years, asking myself that particular question. I would say to you, I don't think of my relationship in an affectionate or intimate way with my first wife and partner. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't come past my mind as a memory or a concern. That was, as some people say, a past life. That past life that existed, I operated, act, and expanded myself the best that I could in those instance of time that existed then. But those were times that instantly that came to pass then. There are memories, and those kind of memories, I don't necessarily see them ripple up in my life. It's kind of like water. You can touch your fingers on water, and there's a ripple where it affects through the waves in the water, where there's no ripples of that relationship that's really affected me now for it to come up in my relationship. Right now, even my children don't even contact me much, if not all, for years. So their ripples don't even at all interface into my life. So on that note, with me living mostly now in the now, because that's a part of being in a balanced relationship, you've got to live in the now. Yeah, of course, you use Sankofa principles. Look at some things in the past, bring them forward, and learn from them now,
Yeah.
and then look for the future. But you're creating things for the future while you live in the now, called the what? The present.
Yes.
So they don't, I don't say I don't look like, they do not seem to come back
Yes.
much, really, to have me think about or be concerned about.
And one of those things that is it's very damaging, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to do is to compare your current relationship to your past relationship
Sure, that's true.
or relationships, because that is saying that there is something that you regret, that you from the other one that is not present, and it's also saying that the person that you're with is not as
Not good enough.
good as the person that you
Well,
are comparing to.
I wouldn't necessarily
I
say
said
that,
sometimes.
because sometimes in some relationships, the person from the past in your relationship, you guys, you may have had a good friendship, and because you had a good friendship, then there's still interfacing between.
But that's okay, because you can discuss that person. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
But what I'm saying is some people compare. Say,
yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
yes,
that was a good
That's true.
relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, we did this, that, and the
Oh
other.
yeah, you know somebody
Or-
right now
Or
that
I wish
their husband
he
is
or
kind of
she
living
didn't
under
get
the
away.
shadow of
Yeah.
that first relationship this person had.
Yes.
And they openly saying if they're not, you could tell the vibes is I still got memory of my first one, and you're just here as a meal, what, fries on the side, if
Yeah.
you may want to say.
As even though there is the implication of much love there, there's also you have that other person living in the shadow
Yes,
of the first,
yeah,
and
way in
that's
the
not a
shadow.
good place to be.
No. That's got to feel very much like you're a stranger.
Right.
And not good. And it'd be hard to maintain that relationship. Somebody's being left out.
Yeah.
I'm assuming somebody else.
And somebody is faking their affection and intimacy and their respect and things like that, because you're just respecting somebody when you compare them to the one before.
Yes, you are. Yeah, definitely. Some of them might went up here just a little bit. I'm from that end. I don't know what you. Well, one thing is for sure: if someone brings some maintaining in, you can still turn that around.
Yes,
You still can expand them better.
Absolutely.
You don't have to continue. You don't have to be the same way that you were the day before, and you don't have to be the same way that you are the day after.
Yes.
You can be different. You can make things change. And if you are about trying to deal with growth and expansion, then you know that is part of life. Because really, everyday life is changing. Whether you're paying attention to it or not, nature's always changing.
Absolutely.
Businesses, when you think about it, every day are doing something changing. We just suspect, or the society many times has us thinking that we should stay in our place and not change. So those who are doing the changing and taking advantage of it, not necessarily sharing the resources, and they can keep us pretty much docile in that matter. But we don't want to stay docile in our relationship. We want to make sure that we expand and grow, and know that we not only have the right to do that, but as it is above, it should be the same way below.
Yes, and maintaining is another way of saying upgrading, uplifting,
and moving forward, all being a friend.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm sorry you stuck me there because we're getting close to time to go, and I'm engineering, so I've got to get something going on the board at the same time. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, next week we're going to continue with maintaining your relationship or relationship maintenance.
We're going to help you continue your balanced relationship.
Yes.
Because maintenance, again, as Askarel said, 777, something like that, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
24/7.
24/7, yeah, exactly.
24/7, 365.
Exactly.
That's how that goes.
It definitely like that.
Yes.
So next time, make sure when you maintain it, keep in the back that love, intimacy, sensuality, all that good stuff, and friendship. in and on and around your relationship. Let that be the glue that keeps everything together. Okay?
Absolutely.
Ashe. God bless. Amen.
Like this. 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 Like this.